What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NFL DFS contenders on FanDuel for Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then head to Twitter, follow me at Josh Engleman. Only place you get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comment section underneath this video who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. Finally, shout out to Jock Market for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo when signing up at Jock Market. Get a 100% instant match deposit bonus of up to $50. Take the free money, people. I promise. It's a great idea. Demarcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, Marquise Brown, McCole Hardman, and Mark Andrews are on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. Now, the tiers are going to be a little bit different on FanDuel. 1 and 2 separated from the pack. 3, own tier. 4, own tier. Travis Kelce is just at the peak of the bottom tier. Kelce, Andrews, Hardman, Brown, Watkins, all very similar relative to salary. So we're looking at Travis Kelce now, 13,500. The Chiefs are favorites, 3.5-point favorites, 54-point total, which looks great. The Ravens defense is slightly above average per PFF. There's a just over 10% chance that Kelce can go for north of 25 fantasy points. A 7% chance he's the optimal MVP. 30% at the flex. So 37% overall for Kelce. He looks good, but not great for tonight's slate. Now we take the step up in tier to 14K Tyreek Hill. Projected for 17 fantasy points. Same matchup, obviously, as Kelce. Ceiling a lot higher. 24% chance to go for north of 25. There's a 16% likelihood he's the optimal MVP, 30% at the flex. That's where you get to Tyreek Hill at 45% overall. Now, you lose a little bit of the volume. He does get a ton of targets, so you're losing that half point for every reception. But at the same time, that's why you see Tyreek Hill separate a little bit more than Kelce, because the touchdown equity is still massive here. So I'm trying to get to Tyreek Hill more frequently than I'm trying to get to Travis Kelce on FanDuel for tonight. Because of the price, I think it's really difficult to get away from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. 10,500 projected for 14.5 fantasy points. Same matchup as Hill, same matchup as Kelce. I don't think he has the same sort of ceiling, 9% chance to go for 25 or more, but I think the floor is a lot higher, particularly on FanDuel. He's only the optimal MVP 4% of the time. You're not expecting this monster out of Edwards-Helaire, but 54% of the time he's the optimal flex play. 58% overall. He is firmly number 3, and in my opinion, the clear-cut best option that isn't a quarterback. The price is what makes this one happen. Number 2, Pat Mahomes. 17K, projected for 24, taking on that Baltimore Ravens defense that I don't think he's going to be all that worried about. You're expecting a ton of scoring. 45.5% of the time he's going north of 25, which shouldn't be surprising since that's basically where he's projected. 35% chance to be the optimal MVP, 29% at flex. It's a lot easier to roster Mahomes at MVP than it is at flex because his price is just so high. It's hard for him to be in an optimal lineup and also not be the top scorer because of his salary. So be aware of that when you're making your lineups. But right now, I thought he was going to be number 1, but he isn't. Pat Mahomes is number 2. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell so you know when it goes live. Go to Twitter, follow me at Josh Engleman. Only place you get the updates to my sim results. Comment section underneath this video. I want to know your favorite contender. I want to know your least favorite contender. And then I want you to head to Jock Market and sign up using the promo code Awesemo so that you can get a 100% instant match deposit bonus up to $50. And we close it out with the number 1 contender for today's slate, 16K, Lamar Jackson, projected for 23 fantasy points. Slight underdogs, but it's a great matchup against this Kansas City Chiefs defense. You're expecting a ton of scoring. Lamar goes for north of 25 fantasy points 44% of the time. He's got a little bit more of an even split because he saves that $1,000 in salary. 32% chance to be the optimal MVP, 35% to be the optimal in flex, 67% overall, which makes Lamar Jackson my number 1 contender. Be careful with these guys. You're probably going to have one of the two at MVP pretty regularly. I don't think it's all that necessary to have the second guy in the flex spot. That's where you can get creative with your builds. They're both the best plays, though, by far. They should be your most exposed players for the slate. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NFL DFS contenders on FanDuel. For Sunday Night Football, Chiefs and Ravens. There's a DraftKings version of this video around here somewhere. Make sure you're checking it out. I will be back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the contenders for Monday Night Football. Good luck tonight, everybody.